you should choose your words more carefully.
So, we had a very interesting season when it comes to society. You're going to learn today's season, fuck around and find out season. And the lessons being taught, the teachers in this season, right, are African Americans. That's who's teaching lessons this season. And for fucking like decades now, okay? Decades and generations now, African Americans have been trying to tell everyone, white people included, but especially other people of color, who they paved the way to come here, right? Okay? Black Americans have been trying to tell people for generations and decades, this is how you deal with these people, this is what this country is, this is what this society is. Okay? You cannot trust them, do not look to curry favor with them. Okay? Black Americans have been like, listen, if you truly want a better life here, if you truly want the American dream that they tell you about, you need to basically listen to us and actually link arms with us. You know, hang with us, be with us, unite with us. Black America have been trying to teach y'all that lesson for fucking generations. But a lot of y'all didn't want to hear it. And yes, I'm speaking to my black immigrant population too. I mean, we're not a lot of the black immigrants, like from Caribbean and from the Caribbean and from Africa, the majority of them don't really hang with white people like that. But some of them do have the modern minority mindset. That's why, as I keep saying, my first video on here was to tell those black immigrants, my fellow black immigrants, cut it the fuck out. You need to learn these lessons that African Americans have been teaching you, been trying to teach y'all for generations. And for the most part, a lot of us have learned those lessons. But a lot of the other immigrants, the other non-white but non-black ones, y'all have been sucking up to these white people, like hoping against hope that one day they'll pat you on the head and dub you white, like how Iron Man dubbed Spider-Man, an Avenger, like tap tap on either shoulder during Avengers Infinity War. Y'all been hoping white people do that shit to y'all.
Kid, you're an Avenger now.
It's never gonna happen, man. It's never going to fucking happen. Never. End of the day, a lot of you non-white, non-black immigrants, to overuse the Avengers metaphors, are gonna end up like Loki getting his neck snapped by Thanos' literal pinch. These white folks are gonna snap your neck just like Thanos' pinch.
There are 2 more stones on Earth. Find them, my children, and bring them to me on Titan.
Father, we will not fail you.
If I might interject, if you're going to Earth, you might want a guide. Do you have a bit of experience in that arena?
If you consider failure experience,
I consider experience. Almighty Thanos, I, Loki, Prince of Asgard, Odin's son, the rightful king of Jotunheim, god of mischief, do hereby pledge to you my undying fidelity.
See, I'm doing this extra thing here because I want to drive home the point. That scene there is akin to white adjacency, is akin to modern minority mindset, is akin to, people who assimilation, people who want so much to be white. Y'all pledged your undying fidelity to white supremacy, to whiteness. Let's continue. And that scene is akin to what a lot of these Latinos for Trump felt early last year, what a lot of other non-white, non-black groups felt, right? When Trump turned on them, they realized he's not who they said he was, and they were now protesting and wanting to fight him. Hence, they took the knife and tried to do what they had to do in order to fight him. But if you notice in that scene, Loki, aka you adjacent white folks, were utterly alone. And you kind of did that to yourself. Loki did that to himself. But y'all did that to yourself. Let's continue.
undying. You should choose your words more carefully.
That breath is akin to the enjoyment that MAGA felt originally, seeing black and brown people scamper at the approach of ICE. The selfies in front of Alligator Alcatraz, and that just the gaslighting online. You notice Thanos took immense pleasure in breathing along with the last breath of the person he killed. Immense pleasure in that. Reverence for that. And I'm telling you, whitey people, the whitey identity reveres that level of carnage and violence. It's their go-to. And black people have been trying to warn you, African Americans specifically, have been trying to warn everyone about that.
No resurrections this time.
Boom. Let's continue. Y'all didn't do what you were supposed to do to truly defeat Thanos. Y'all didn't pay no mind. Y'all thought y'all were big and bad by yourself. And y'all thought y'all could sell out, black people. Y'all didn't want to listen. But wherein y'all gonna learn today, fuck around and find out era. For the ages. The lessons being learned right now by all the immigrant communities and all the non-white communities. The lessons being learned right now are lessons that should have been learned generations ago. But the lessons being learned right now, y'all are getting a crash course. Y'all are getting an intense, highly concentrated dose of generations of lessons about whiteness, about white supremacy, about how a majority of whitey people are. Y'all are getting a concentrated generational dose. Like Buckley's, like milk and magnesia, that you have to choke down with no preparation to understand exactly what this country has been about. Y'all are finally fucking finding out that, hey, these whitey people and whitiness has never been something to suck up to, has never been something to aspire to. That assimilation is a white supremacist trick bag. All you Asians that have been for generations, coming to this country, and like East Indians and Asians coming to this country, giving yourself an anglicized first name so these white folks can call you by that. For those who are not familiar with it, let me do a quick crash course for you. Asians and the anglicized first names. Why did they do that to come to America? Survive in an English dominant society. Yeah, you can pause to read this. Professional survival, pronunciation, institutional erasure, reducing othering, which dealing with racism. Not a practice historically seen as this is my point. Not a practice was historically seen as a necessary survival tactic. The trend is shifting. Today, many younger Asians are proudly reclaiming using their given birth names to celebrate their heritage and reject forced assimilation. That's the truth. They should have been doing that generations ago. And that's my point. Yep. Well, the trend is phasing, but I'm saying their grandparents and parents did this shit, and the damage was done. They adopted this kind of mentality from long before. Just a little history. That ain't helping you. You still getting your neck snapped by Thanos. Y'all should have been forcing these white folks to say your name exactly the way your family calls your name. Y'all have been doing that shit for generations and linking up with African Americans and listen to African Americans. And then we wouldn't have this fuckery we're dealing with. But some of y'all are so hold on to this modernity. Some of y'all so holding on to this thing like, oh yeah, I just want to make my money. I don't want to make no waves, like people in the Caribbean like to say. Some of y'all are still so on that shit. And now all y'all are finding the fuck out. All of y'all gonna learn today now. I know you have a concentrated dose of generations of that blood-stained, blood-infused elixir that you have to choke down about what this country has always been, what it's been about, and what whiteness has always been. And whiteness is an extremely exclusionary club. And you motherfuckers are never, were never, will never be in it. Y'all gonna learn some lessons this time. Y'all gonna fuck around and find out. Because right now, Thanos is going around the place snapping necks, like Loki, like he did to Loki. That's what y'all are dealing with right now. Thank you. Have a good day, y'all. Who won't hear will feel.